Hey there everybody, it's Andrew. I'm showing you guys how to do a paper prototype. Basically what I'm looking for is a very simple sketch, sort of a layout of your project, kind of what it would look like in very general terms. I'm not looking for deep content. You don't have to write the whole thing out. You don't have to find clip art or anything like that. To start off, what I'd like you to do is think about that project statement, the problem, and so user, verb, needs, challenge, all that. So mine is South by Southwest attendees need a better scheduling app because the official app is fundamentally broken. This is for a conference that I go to down in Austin every spring. There are hundreds of events and panels that are listed, and going through all of them on the official conference app was useless. So a couple of friends of mine and I worked on a alternative to it, and we called it Sit By Us. And so here's what it is. It's a website, sort of a web-based app, but it is formatted so that it would work well on a smartphone. So this is what it looks like on the front page. You see Sit By Us logo up at the top, a little bit of description, and then a login button and a little bit more on directions. So if you clicked on the login through Twitter, you went to a Twitter login page that asks you to authorize the app to use or to access your Twitter account. Once you're logged in, you get this. It's a long schedule of basically all of the panels on each day. So this is the Friday view. I've got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then on the ends there's a clock and a calendar. And we'll get to those in a moment. But each of these entries has a few things in it. So you get a panel title, panel type, the name of the panel, so the title, the time, and where it is, both the room and the location. So that clock, if you tapped on that, gave you a drop-down that showed you a list of the different times that panels occurred. And then if you clicked on the calendar, you got your personal schedule. There's two other things here. You've got a star over here and a number, and that is, if you tapped on the star, it added that panel to your schedule. And the number shows how many of your Twitter followers are also planning on attending that conference, that panel. So if you tapped on the headline or the title of the panel, you got this more detailed view. You got all the same information up at the top, and then you got a spot where it says check in, and below that it gives a list of the presenters, an overview, which I didn't fill in, but I could have, the location in more detail with a link so that you could get a map if you needed it, and then here it says everybody who's interested in attending, so that's the total number of people who've clicked the star. And then this number right here is the number of your friends. So you get a picture of how popular it is, and then how popular it is with your friends. You get a short URL for linking directly to this page, and then here is the line that says friends who have checked in, and then another one that says friends interested in attending. And I have two friends here that are also interested in attending. It's John Doe and Tom Smith. Down at the bottom there's a spot where it shows my username and then a link to log out. So if I click on check in, it drops down a box, a screen that shows a couple of directions. It says at the top, tap the area where you are seated. The idea was that you could show your friends where you are sitting in the panel. So here's the stage, and there's front left, front center, front right, center, center left, center, and center right, and then rear left, rear center, and rear right. So I can click on one of those, and just tap it, and it'll turn a color. And then it says you can add location info or a note to friends. And this was basically a Twitter box. So you had a certain amount of characters you could use, and you could decide whether it should go to Twitter or not. So you check in, and then you got this screen. So it shows the green checkbox or checkmark to say that you are checked in, and it also says there that you are. And then down here, where it said friends who have checked in, it now lists you and the spot on the little grid where you said you were sitting. And I opted not to put a note in there, but my friend John Doe, who also logged in, says back corner recharging. So it's kind of convenient. You get to see where people are, which of your friends have made it to the panel, and you can go and sit next to them if you'd like. And then here's the schedule view, my schedule. It shows all of the panels that I've starred on each page, or on each date rather. And then down at the bottom it has a little bit more info. It has already has a schedule, import it now. We allowed you to pull in your schedule from some of the other options that were out there. And then you could also export it, and it gives you a link as to how to do that. So you could put it into your Google Calendar or your iCal or whatever you might need to use. So that's basically it. These are actually a little more detailed than you need. I was able to work on an original, an existing website, so I knew exactly what was on there, but since you're just doing something more general, I don't expect you to have all that copy in there. You might want to have headers. You definitely want to show where buttons might be, what buttons there might exist, and just sort of the basic navigation. That's it. Look forward to seeing what you guys come up with.